Good afternoon, students. This is Dr. Morgan Phenix coming to you from Stanley, Virginia. It's a beautiful sunny Sunday afternoon in July, and we're into week 2 already in this summer D term. And I hope that those of you who had B term classes this summer and that killer overlap, I hope you're recovering from that. And I'm going to make this a very, very brief video. Once again, however, I would like to encourage you to watch these because I will be giving you tips and pointers on how you can maximize your success on the week's assignments and minimize any confusion whatsoever. The formatting requirements that I really push for have a lot to do with the clarity of your thought and the way your thought will flow in a given assignment. A couple of very brief things as I'm looking over your assignments. The first journal article critique I saw this week was absolutely perfect. Okay, and I'm heartened by that. Once again, it's a reminder that the journal article critiques are a one-page paper only, full one page, no reference page, no outside research, no outside reference of any kind. Author's citation at the top of the page in APA format. That can be abbreviated somewhat. You do not need to include all of the retrieved from information there for the internet. I can find the article if I need to go back and look and see what you've referenced. Okay, author's thesis at the top in the first sentence, and I would even name the author in the first sentence and what they are trying to tell you, and look at that sample that I posted in week 1 announcement, all right, which I've sent to you as well. Then the supporting information and strategies from the author. Okay, that's really the first thing that comes after the thesis. You know, what does this author say we should do about it, and particularly if there are any strategic interventions that are included there. That's the really valuable takeaway. Then your critique about it. How useful is this? Were there some weaknesses in the study? Were there some things missing, obviously missing, that you wish the author had discussed? And then you end up with how it relates, a personal conclusion. I put it in first person. I know the assignment instructions say, third person, this author believes that. I think for this assignment, I would like to encourage you most strongly to use the first person. I can use this information for my project or for my work or for my future, okay? And again, one page only, no outside research. For the discussion board, just a brief reminder that the replies are a response to classmate. Okay, they are personal. You are responding to what someone else has written. You will not get points for posting a mini essay on the forum topic. You can certainly include what you believe about the forum topic in your response to the classmate, and it's a reflection of what that person has written. Reminder once again for the journal article critiques, if you have any problem finding peer-reviewed journals, use the Jerry Falwell Library search tools there and put in the filters there, no more than 5 years old, unless you're asking for something particularly. Be in touch with me if you would like to use something from the 1960s or from the when I was studying, or from the early 2000s here. Just ask for permission, not so that I really have to give you permission, but just so that I know that you know that you're looking for something that's outside of that 5-year window. Alrighty, and that's enough on that. And I would like to also say, as we're looking forward to week 3. In week 3, you will be giving a one-page proposal for your final project. So I hope you're thinking about that right now. And once again, as you're choosing journal articles to critique, wouldn't it be nice to be choosing articles that have a bearing on your final project? Alrighty, but the week 3 one-page proposal is a one-page idea proposal for your final project, and I will be posting a sample final projects in this week's announcement, in the week 2 announcement, so that you can get an idea of what the final project will look like, if it's either a PowerPoint presentation or an essay presentation. You have a choice of one or the other, and I really prefer the PowerPoints. I think that they bring a lot of energy and creativity to the forefront, and the nice thing about those is that on the screen you only have your graphic representation or some brief words about what it is you're talking about, and then the speaker's notes, which are just bullet points and outline. The speaker's notes is where all the detail resides, so that you as the presenter of your PowerPoint will be the expert in the room. And that's something you'll hear me referring to. You want to be the person who knows what the strategic response should be with regard to a particular issue regarding diversity or leadership or education. And once again, those final projects have to have a diversity facet to it. Okay, it's about diversity and leadership in education. This course. Alrighty, and I'm going to leave it at that for today. I'd like to show you one of our family members here. We talked about dogs, and I think some of you have included pets in your introductions. Oh, and look at the introductions. I respond to each and every one of them, and sometimes very, very specifically as to what you might use your background and your interest in your future for your diverse school proposal. But on another subject, here's my dog. This is a beautiful little Chihuahua. It's got a mind of its own, that's for sure, and a large bark, and a very no bite, and no bite whatsoever. So that's it for today. Have any questions, post them in the Ask Dr. Phenix forum, or send me an email, and I'll reflect that back to the whole class if everyone needs to know about it. Folks, I want to remind you, if you're watching the news, and there's no one that can avoid that these weeks, these are dire times in this country, and we are revisiting things that one feels that we had settled them somewhat, about inequities of power and privilege, particularly, and injustice in our country, in this beautiful, wonderful, luxurious land where there are also hungry people, where there is food enough for all. There are still hungry people. There are people, when every opportunity is there for everyone, there are people who apparently cannot access the opportunity. And that is one of the issues of diversity in this country, is that there are many people who are almost barred from accessing opportunity for various reasons, for all kinds of reasons, and we have to be very sensitive to this. And once again, diversity is not a problem for fixing, but it certainly is a fact of life that requires a strategic response on our part, and I'll continue speaking to that. And it requires a very, very skillful strategic response, because if we have no skills, then we have to resort to something else, and that's when the violence comes to the forefront. When people seem to feel that there is no other recourse to express their rage. Okay, so more on that later, perhaps, and I hope not too much more. I hope things don't get worse before they get lots better. God bless you all, and I wish you well with this. Make this course count for yourself. Make it valuable for yourself, and we'll meet again next week, Lord willing. Bye-bye.